Hello? What you mean? What you mean I won't continue count? The military still in the money share that they won't continue? Yeah.
What you mean I won't continue count now?
That they won't continue.
Oh, I made a government crooked at dinner.
That fucking yeah.
All the suffering was suffering at the wrong continue.
How we get up for yourself? How we get up?
Continue back, we are continue back. Yapia continue back, Yapia father continue back. Yapia continue back, Yapia continue back. Yapia continue back, Yapia father continue back. Only reckless.
Follow the crazy beat, follow you crazy.
Hello? What you mean? What you mean I won't continue count? The military still in the money share that they won't continue? Yeah.
What you mean I won't continue count now?
That they won't continue.
Oh, I made a government crooked at dinner.
That fucking yeah.
All the suffering was suffering at the wrong continue.
No $16 billion is ever missing in the Republic of Liberia. The money that the Minister of Information went to a radio station to talk about a $9 billion that somebody said was missing, and he said the total money printed is $15 billion. Now it is now interpreted as $16 billion. I got a call from an international friend saying you people have to be stupid in Liberia. What is happening? How can a misinterpretation of a minister's statement now be the basis for an investigation? You got to clarify that, because the minister said $15 billion is what was printed.
15 billion, that's 16, right?
Not 16. 1.5 billion is what was printed in the last 2 years. You journalists are on the radio putting $1 more billion there and saying that all of the money in the country that was printed is what is missing.
Mr. Minister, the information minister told the VOA about 16 million. That's what he said. 15 to 16 million.
I'm telling you, I'm the total amount of money printed in Liberia in the last 2 years, in the last since 2016, 2018, is 1.6 billion and 1.5 billion. Get me right. 1.5 billion.
Mr. Minister, we'll take that as a face value. But the interview conducted by Minister Eugene Nangwa on the VOA was 15 to 16 billion, and every candidate is 15. We can compromise that it's 15. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Number fact, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. The total number of money printed in Liberia in the last 2 years is 1.5 billion. Forget about what Minister Nangwa said.
Okay.
Forget about it. Minister Nangwa also said that 1.5 billion is what printed. So the fake story that came out about 9 billion is saying that of that 1.5, of that 15 billion, 9 of it is missing. Now think about that. The entire money supply in the country, half of it missing. You don't have any economy. You don't have any country. And people are talking about this. Who's supposed to go to school and sitting down and playing politics with the people around in this country? The investigation we call is not about any missing billion. It is to establish credibility, because we're bringing the FBI, the IMF is here. They are laughing at us, and to show that no billion missing have been account for all money trails and see all the launch of the central bank to establish a credible basis for this new government to then launch a monetary policy. We're not chasing any missing computer 9 billion or 60 billion, because it's not possible to print 15 billion, 1.5, and 1/6 of that, 1 more billion that you printed is missing. And everybody laughing at us in the country. I can't stand that as Minister of Finance. So listen to like the ridiculing of my country for political purposes. This is unacceptable.
Yes, Mr. Minister, but we have the release issued by the Justice Ministry earlier, talked about the disappearance of millions of dollars. So it actually, the issue of disappearance of money actually came from the government itself.
Okay, hold on. That's why Minister of Finance is stepping in. Forget about all that was said. Report from now on that absolutely the government is not chasing any billions, because the money is supply in the country. The total currency in circulation is around 17.9 billion Liberian dollars. If half of that, I mean, if 9 billion ever left the economy, the economy, for example, Jala, if you just kept 9 billion in your container, there will be no money in the supply. Let me tell you right now, as because of the president's instruction, the economic management team has been sterilizing $2 billion, keeping it at the central bank to control the exchange rate. Okay, this is why you see some stability in the exchange rate, and we brought it down from 163, and it came to 152, and we'll be holding it there, sterilizing $2 billion, meaning not putting it back in the economy. Because of that $2 billion we're holding, banks do not have sufficient Liberian dollars. You telling me that one day will take $9 billion and you will have money, and then $16 billion, nobody will see Liberian dollar in the street? What kind of business is this? This is unacceptable. So I couldn't stand the fake news on the radio and the fake news that is now making headlines globally to the extent that BBC calling journalists who are trying to torpedo this government who have no basis of fact. I went on the radio and said I'm making. Hold on. I went on the radio and said I'm making more than 100 United States dollars with the African Development Bank. 100. I said that in front of the whole world. All of y'all were there. I said 100,000 United States dollars was my salary. More than. I'm not calling my salary. I'm just telling you more than that. The paper went and said I said $500 per annum. And none of you. I mean, 500,000. None of you.
You didn't say 500,000, Mr. Minister?
I said 100. The tip is available. Ask Mr. Eugene Mango for the tip. You will hear me saying 100.
Okay.
So what kind of society are we going into that the fact does not matter and journalists and politicians disregard the fact and mislead our people? This is what happened in 2014 with Ebola. Some of our people said Ebola was never real, which was factual, and people died because of that. I cannot state as a patriotic idea to watch misinformation parading in the guise of fact and people politicizing and trying because they hate this president and they hate their country. This is unacceptable, John. Stop that.
You have a press conference today to clear all of this.
We're convening a press conference. I will be there. The central bank government will be there. There is legitimate investigation going because of the new government we inherited. Now, when we came in, people say you're ordering the past government. This president has been hesitant to audit the past government in my oration. That's why I said because you'll soon be seeing that witch hunting. Okay? There's no car. There's all these people to go after. You saw the former president come on front page the other day, and what did she say? All the people come to witch hunting. So if you open, so what we're basically doing is almost like a forensic audit. We came in the country, monies were coming in the country, the president was there, and we get the account because we're in transition. Money came in November, and some of the money that came in November were not released according to the LRA until March. So somebody trying to say now that a government that came, that the one that printed money, or no one but missing, what is that?
Simply, what is the government investigating?
The government is investigating the account of all money printed since the $5 billion printed in 2016 that landed in 2016, and the $10 billion that came in the country as per the records in the government possession that should be in the central bank vault. We want to trace dollar for dollar each one of those $15 billion, how it came into the country, how it was entered in an accounting entry in the central bank reserve vault. That's why we're bringing the GAC forensic auditors, we're bringing the certified public accountants, we're calling the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Treasury, Federal Reserve, IMF, all of them are going to look at from container from the port of Monrovia, follow where it landed, the money entered in the vault, look at the accounting entries for the last 2 years, and make a determination. That will establish the president credible basis for launching monetary policy on which we can decide. If you decide you want to change the currency, you have a stronger basis. If there's confusion, we could change. So that's the determination. It is not because we are changing any $9 billion. Let me say another point here. The $9 billion story came out of the president's investigation of all these things about money flow. Because the president has always been uncertain about the flow of money, and he wanted a proper account. So the investigators came to me, Minister of Finance, and said, Minister, we need some document about the printing of money. They went to the central bank, Patrick and Sudu and NSC people came there, the Minister of Finance. They went to the central bank, they asked central bank, they went to LRA for documents. Because of these documents, somebody leaked to a newspaper, and a newspaper journalist, as unpatriotic as they are, and as ignorant as they are, they just put $9 billion.
So, Mr. Minister, is the government why is the government taking all this reporting from the international media?
Because the $9 billion number was not rational. So if it was rational, they would say 500 million like $1 missing. journalist who writes the story is not informed economically. So if you wanted to be rational, you say, you know what? So because of that leaked information to run a story headline, and then the whole country is upset.
Mr. Minister, we will get all the facts today at the press conference where it's a venue.
Right now, yeah, I just called the minister information will be there. I can no longer stand this charade.
Do we know the venue? Do we know the venue, sir?
We'll get administrative information. The Minister, Central Bank Governor myself will be there, and along with Minister of Justice, and we're going to put all this, because the country is being held hostage because of this fake news on social media that $16 billion is missing somewhere, and we're all sitting down looking. We're calling the FBI here to establish credibility, because when the government comes out and say $16 billion, the journalists in the street will say, we don't trust the government. So you know what? Let the FBI, let the Federal Reserve, let the IMF come and look at the money flow, and they will present the report. And so once everybody will say, okay, we believe it, nothing happened, let's move on to build our roads.
Okay, Mr. Minister, thanks for taking your time to phone in.
Gentlemen, you ready?
Some facts for
Let's get to business. Sir, what does that have to do with this investigation? This is your final warning. Stay on the subject.
Come
on, stop singing. Why are you singing? Get to the business. Who are the people am I investigating first?
Compiers and combados, and the cornucopia of intellectualism. And on this is through intellectual political psychometry to discuss issues of pertinence and relevance. Chairman of the Chapata session, concomitant of the Liberia People's Democratic Party, Sifario intellectual, a perspicacious girl.
So what is the grammatical implication of this politically?
Political Maradona.
Maradona? You mean Maradona stole the people money? The soccer player Maradona?
So at this time, comrades and friends, they will be responding and be discussing plethora of political national issues.
If you are the gorilla, please go ahead, sir.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. So where do you stand on this missing money issue?
I stand on this terraformer that have magnetized revolutionary gladiators of revolutionary didactics.
Warriors, we are just investigating the money. Can we stick to the subject? God.
And let me begin by saying that it is written in Matthew chapter 9.
Oh, I love the Bible. That's a great place to start. Yeah, let's go to the Bible.
What? Beginning from verse 34 up to
34.
40.
To 40? There is no 40, sir. If there's one thing I don't appreciate, I don't appreciate being lied to. Matthew chapter 9, verses 34 does not have a 40 verse. So stop lying and stay true with me. I'm not here to play with you people. Continue.
Jesus said.
Jesus said? No, Jesus did not say.
And seeing the multitude, he was moved with compassion.
Jesus did it. Don't lie on Jesus. According to the scripture, verse 36, it said, but when Jesus saw the multitude, he did not say it. The places in the Bible when Jesus is actually speaking or when God is speaking is in red. Again, stop lying to me and talk to me about this money because you don't know anything about this Bible you're talking about. Let's keep going.
Because there was a shepherd.
There was a shepherd.
There was a sheep with all the shepherd.
There was a shepherd.
If I do a structural positional analysis.
What analysis?
See the plight of the Liberian people. His Excellency George Madam Weah was moved with compassion. We have come with credibility. We have come as a nationalist and a patriot in defense of His Excellency George Madam Weah.
Sir, again, this is an investigation. We are not defending His Excellency. I am investigating right now. Why is that guy yelling? Dog? Is that a dog crying? I heard a dog
Gave him the opportunity and the flow.
Oh yeah, not distraction.
No, don't tell me to continue. Don't tell me to continue.
Confine
There's
you.
a dog crying. Are you guys cooking dog? You're cooking the dog back there? Because I know you people, you can cook dog. Why you okay? Wait.
How can those whose political gangsters and gang lords stole money be the ones on Facebook and pointing accusing fingers of those who are bringing change? It's a contradiction. Don't be misled. Those, in my view, that are the biggest suspects in the missing money saga are governors and leaders in the former Unity Party-led government. They're not just real government. We got nothing absolutely to do with it. Because the Central Bank of Liberia is responsible to authorize, to print, to import, and to preserve currency. So if anything went wrong with that money, the Central Bank of Liberia must be the one to be investigated fully. And all those are associated with that process to be investigated. And we also believe that since Madam Salif has already invited ourselves into the debate, and she's not making statements, she needs to be invited by the police to give statements.
Yes.
Are you following? She needs to give statement because maybe she knows something that we don't know. Why is she rushing to the defense of Charles Salif? Talking about, I will tell you, he will resign. No, he's not resigning like that. You can steal from your mind and go on your farm. But when you steal from the public, you can't go on farm like that. Once I can. Has he stolen? I do not know yet. There is an ongoing investigation. But that process must be concluded. And for Madam Salif to now try to jumpstart that process by infringing on the integrity of the investigation, she invites herself to a debate. And we will not sit down and allow her to lie.
They release the report of the investigation. Why are they sitting on it? Does the president realize what he has done to the country? The reputation of the country is also at stake. Talking about 16 billion, do they know what the GDP of this country is?
Oh, but the Salif is cunning. They can be mischievous. But she means so much. Because under this government, corruption will be brought to a halt.
We are cutting our back. 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 We are cutting our back.
So what sort of sport were you being on?
I play basketball. I'm the president of the Olympic Committee.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's it.
You're carrying people for athletics and
athletics, boxing, football, basketball, all.
Don't carry that guy away, carry it all the time.
Which one?
The one you say, I know what kind of four things.
The guy from judo.
From judo, yeah. I beg you. Next time you want to recruit people, make way far from that. But let's get on to the issue here. There's been some news in town. I've personally tried to check that information.
Okay.
A few weeks back, we were hearing about some money coming to the country. I want to start from that note.
Okay.
Relating to, first it was said it was counterfeit, being printed, it's coming to the country, it was coming on the 40 feet of continuum, and then I'm told that money arrived in the country, it's now vanished in thin air, and you also been reading and walking and seeing between the corridor. Did you hear a similar thing?
Well, Smith, what I do know, okay, and I like speaking from facts.
Okay.
And I like doing a lot of inquiry when I hear things. I like to speak to the who's who, especially those or connected with whatsoever allegation. There was a 40-foot container of Liberian dollars. Big notes, big bills. Okay, so we're talking about billions of Liberian dollars. A 40-foot container, you know, is nothing small. Okay, it was taken from the free port of Monrovia. It was taken from the free port. It came from the free port. No, not counterfeit. It came from the printer. No, not counterfeit. It came from the printer in Lebanon.
But let me ask you.
It was meant for the Liberian government.
The money was meant for the Liberian government?
It was meant for the Liberian government because only the government has the right to print money. So the 40-foot container of money that came into this country was meant for the Liberian government. And And that 40
Is that the normal procedure of bringing money to the country?
Well, the only person that has that right.
How did it come by way of the port, by the way?
Oh, you can bring money by the port, you can bring money by container, you can bring money by air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, and the only authority that can bring money into the country is central bank, because it's the central bank that gave the contract